washer and then into the dryer. And
washed it on hot water.
And I cannot get it on my head now. It won't even fit on Peter's head. Peter, can you come try this hat on?
It looks like a...
I'm trying to figure out what to do with it.
I get it.
Any suggestions? Here, let me try. I think it's small. It's tiny.
No, you didn't. You have to hold it on there. It's not going to stay on. It's popping off.
Yeah, now let me try.
Peter, can you try?
I got it on my head though.
Come try on the hat for the video.
Here.
Ah. Watch the muscles stand out on Sarah Joe's arms.
Where's the hat?
Ta-da! It actually is staying on.
Yeah, but it's like not a hat anymore. It's more like a toupee.
Can I have it? Okay, I can try this on. Hey.
It barely fits. It doesn't even stay on Peter's head.
It'll stay on my head.
If you can help me, Peter.
We took a historical tour of Philadelphia, led by a very intelligent tour guide. He talked to us about Georgian styles and federal styles, architecturally of the time period, and told us about some of Ben Franklin's inventions with the fire insurance guild. And yes, we did go see Independence Hall, and it was very cool, especially since they had it set up like it was when they signed the Declaration. We saw the second largest glass mural, made entirely out of tiny pieces of glass in the whole world, and it was gorgeous. It was so lovely. We really, really enjoyed looking at it, and to think about the scale of doing something like this, as you can see in the pictures. It was massive, and it was a joy to look at and to think about. Today was very cold, so we got some yummy hot chocolate, and while we were at the mall, we got to see the Christmas decorations they were putting up, as well as the Wanamaker Bronze Eagle, which was very majestic. The pipes you see behind the Christmas tree are not real organ pipes, they are facade. We were spontaneously permitted to go and see the huge console of the Wanamaker organ, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed visiting and hearing about it.
So, we went to the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and we really liked the architecture on the outside. It was so incredibly beautiful. And
it had so many colors.
Yes, it sure did. The swords were very cool, and they had some of your own hunting kits with knives, and the powder horns, more like powder boxes, and the carpets. They had carpets too.
Old carpets. It was so cool.
And
then
swords, which were cool.
And then they reconstructed. So they took this monk's monastery and reconstructed it inside the museum after they transferred it there.
This elevator was huge and extremely cool. And this plug out here, it was really,
It was
really
a sculpture
fun.
of some kind. It was cool. And then I love this painting of the Annunciation. It's my favorite ever. Peter also liked a painting, and this is Sarah Jen and I posing with the Three Musicians by Pablo Picasso. Got to see so many cool famous paintings by our favorite painters like Kandinsky, Circles, and Monet's Japanese Bridge, which I'd already seen before, and it was cool to see it again. And Sunflowers by Van Gogh is so cool.
We went to the Penn Museum and we saw some really cool gold jewelry. And Ruth liked this little cute dragon thing. We also saw a copy of the Rosetta Stone and a cool mummy and the coffin or whatever, which was sarcophagus. I enjoyed this Egyptian engraving.
Something we all found very interesting was the way that Mesopotamian peoples would record children's births and adoptions. They would use clay tablets, of course, and they would prove that they had a child by taking a footprint.
So there was a super cool echo chamber, and you could sing lots of fun songs. This is a crystal ball, and it weighs like 40 pounds. It's pure crystal. And so it was super duper cool. And so we sang a little bit and
There was some weird. The crystal ball reflected things really interestingly.
Yeah, it sure did. We got Mediterranean food at a food truck, and it was super good.
A koi pond, and they had these hilarious signs telling you to stay away from the koi pond using their history.
So here's a cabin at Valley Forge, and you would sleep in this cabin with 11 other people. The beds were not too bad, but it was really cramped if you had 11 people in there, and was most likely not very fun because everybody's stuff was everywhere. And Peter led us on a march. They also had an area where they stored cannons so that if they needed to, the cannons could be easily moved to any spot where a battle was raging, so that then the people there could have cannons.
This was another first, driving under a covered bridge. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. And we also got to see the parade ground where von Steuben drilled Washington's troops into an army. We took our lunch, and I did class. Here's von Steuben, that awesome person who drilled the troops. This is a life-size statue of George Washington with faggots and a plow. We visited Washington's headquarters, which were closed because they were flooded, but it was still pretty cool. And we saw the Triumphal Arch, which had beautiful, beautiful architecture. Go for it. What?
Santo's beating you. Go! Go! She's almost there!
Alright, come on.
As I'm sure you could see in the video, Washington's Chapel was a masterpiece of architecture. And it had all these cool history moments, like hidden in the stained glass, hidden on the pews, hidden in the woodwork. And it was so cool to just go and see and find all the clues.
I believe all difference. We want to keep the place nice. And I will share what I have learned here today. I also promise. Clean my room.
We are not taking that stick home. All right, put it back over there.
Daddy took us to Chinatown and we got to taste some new and different Chinese food, which was really cool. And beautiful buildings, really nice food. It was really cool. I enjoyed it. I've never been there before. Here is us notebooking all our adventures in our keeping books. We went to Kitchen Kettle Village, which we thought would be more Amish themed stuff, and it turned out to be like more shops. Oh well, they had this really cool hat shop, and I love hats, and Mom and I both got hats, and it was awesome. I enjoyed it so much.
So Mommy gave me a haircut and it was very good, and I really liked it because my hair was getting really long, so it was very good.
How many wars were waged against Spain? 6. Enumerate them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
One of the reasons we went to Philadelphia was to see Miss Elaine, and we enjoyed being with her so much. We love playing Mexican Train, and she loves playing Mexican Train. We also made some cookies that were really good, and it was just lovely to visit with you, Miss Elaine. And we're off. Goodbye, Philadelphia.